Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, who is the most merciful and the most beneficent. This is me, Noor Fatma, and I am going to explain you the topic Enigma machine. Now, first of all, we will discuss what is Enigma machine. Enigma machine is actually built in 1918 by Arthur Shribes. It was built in World War II. It is actually a rotor encryption machine, which means that there are rotors connected in which encrypt the message so nobody can read. Only their military officers or the other German officers which has Enigma machine, and also they have the its code or its key. Only these people can read their text. It was mostly used in German military, Heal, Marine, and also used by police, secret services, and railways. Enigma is actually comes from Greek word which means puzzle or a riddle. Different variants were used like three rotor, four rotor. They depend according to the model of the Enigma. Now there is a short history of Enigma. Enigma was firstly designed at Civil Cipher machine. It was not too much famous in the very beginning. Then it was presented on exhibitions. Over 30,000 machines were produced. A lot of different models were used, but the most widely used is Enigma 1. Now there are different components or hardware components of Enigma. The first one is the plug board. Plug board is a mono alphabetic encryption. It interchange the letters, like if I type A, it will substitute with L, and L will be show as a output. If I type P, the R will be shown as output. The keyboard, as we know, is a keyboard is an input device. It input the letter, and then the letter goes to the plug board and it interchange. Later we will study its working or wiring process. Then there is a lamp board which shows output, and reflector which sends current back through the rotors. Now the point is, what is rotor? Rotor is actually a polyalphabetic encryption. There are three to more rotors depend on the type, which I told you. Wired, they are wired unregularly. You can see there are three rotors, and this is the wiring of the rotor. And through the yellow wiring, the both sides will be connect to each other. They turn as I type a key, the rotor will be turned one step. Each different combination of rotor will produce a different encoding scheme. There are 26 contents on the both sides. Now the its working, we will see its working components. That there is a keyboard. If user is type A will goes the current from A will goes to the plug board. It will see there is no plug next to A, and it will goes to the upward to the rotors, and through one rotor, and the it will to the second and the third rotor. Then there is a reflector which push the current back from the rotor, and it will become back from the rotors and back backward downward. It will go to the plug board. There is a S, and there is the next plug which will substitute the S with the D, and the current will flow from D, and there will be show on the lamp board instead of A. When I type A, it will substitute with D, and this substitution will occur only once when I type A, and for the next time when I will type A, it will substitute A with the other letter. Enigma preparation, message preparation. How message is prepared in Enigma? The Enigma machine was only able to send letters. No digit, no special sign was sent. So the message was prepared before the sending. They convert the digits in something in letters so the other can easily understand. Daily keys, they were used to daily keys to increase the security. Daily weather report, like or like daily date, etc., or the timing of the letter. Selection of three rotors, there were first in the starting three rotor, then five, and then eight rotors. Plug board settings and the ring settings, they change the plug board settings so to increase the security. How that's this is how they prepare the message, like tag, it means day. There is reflector, UKWB, which will be written as. Then it is a rotor setting which is written in Roman 1 4 3 etc. And there are the ring settings 1616 to 62608. And there is a plug board settings, means A will be AD. Here is written, you can see AD. A will be substituted with the D, and C and C will be substituted with N. That is how it works. Then they use special message key so the next person can easily understand, or they it is easy to understand the code or decrypt them. Change with each message they produce. Procedure to generate it was altered several times because no special symbol was encrypted, so they generate several altered time, they alter it. Spec- then they choose a random key RTZ and initial state WQWE, and they encrypt it like QWE. It will be written as EWG. Then the initial state and encrypted key was sent in the head of message, so it is easy for them to decrypt it, like it is a time and it is the total letters and it is the key. Now there were different groups in their army, and they sent it through radio, they sent their message through radio, and it is difficult for them to understand that which message is for which group. So they identify that this message is for this group. How they identify? They there is a identification, for example, now, and there is their book in which they wrote everything. Groups were permuted, like NOW will be permuted as OWN, and the padded with five arbitrary letter like XYOWN. These letters were sent unencrypted at the beginning of message, so the reader can easily read that the message is for which group. Encrypted technique, how they encrypt their message. Enigma machine was only encrypted 26 alphabet characters, so uh, punctuation mark will be replaced with X, and comma will be Y, and question mark will be used D. Names are doubled and surrounded with X. Numbers are converted to text CH, which is written as Q. Now we will discuss how to break Enigma. Enigma was so much, they use security in Enigma, and it was too secure machine. It was not too much famous in the starting or beginning when it was created or built. Later, its breaking made it too much famous. First, keep space size of Enigma. It's a period length that a rotor can only um, move 26 times or replace the character 26 times, then it start from the initial state again. Time a key pressed until encryption repeat 26 26.25. Multiplication of three rotor is 16900. Now, use of three rotors out of five, it is a factorial process. 5.3.4.3 60, which is 6 bits, and the ring settings to 26.26 10 bits, 3 rotors, and it will be 15 bits and 10 plugs. According to the three rotor, there will be 10 plugs used. In one plug there is a wiring which has two ends, and the both ends were connected with the alphabets like A and D. It means A with substituted with D. It is actually used in substitution, and it is factorial formula which is 48 bits and total bits were 77. They were used in breaking of Enigma. Then its weakness is that involuntary cipher, that letter cannot be encrypted to itself. If I will write A, the, in the lamp board A will not appear. Its substitution will appear. So the letter cannot be encrypted to itself. Plug board will commence. Diagonal board was used to erase the plug board, or it can totally vanish the plug board. Rings were not affected. Right ring went wrong because some messages parts were still readable. Middle ring was affected after typing 650 letters. The middle ring was encrypted, means your letter will be more than 650 letters, then it will be secure. Left ring was totally useless because there were no any rotor in the left side to exchange the position of the letter, so it was totally useless. Real search space is 21 bits. Now it's short history that who one is involved in the breaking. There were Polish, there were British, French, American, US Army bomb and US Navy bomb. They everyone play their important role in breaking of Enigma machine because it no single person can break it. It was too much secure. So Polish, there were cyclometer which was built in 1934 or 1935. Nobody is confirmed about it. The cyclometer, it will define the message key and the time, which was double encrypted at the beginning of the message. Then there were sheets built in 1938. It was written in Polish word Zygalski sheets. There were the sheets were the paper method to break the message key. Then there was a bomba. It was in 1938 also built in, and it was also used in um, double encryption of double encrypted message. Then there was British Turing Welchman Bombay and Welchman diagonal board, which we will discuss in the next slide. Then French, American, and they all play their important role. When Poland was overrun by Germany in 1939, the Polish and the French and American, they all play their role, and they all build their modules to break the Enigma, and they all presented their modules. They then the modules will be was collected, and they invented something from this to break the code. Alan Turing, the famous um, personality who break it, he collect its team. There were the mathematicians, puzzle solvers, and uh, everybody who was specialized cryptographer to break the Enigma machine. Then Turing Welchman Bombay bomb, sorry, it was built in 1940, contained 36 Enigma equivalent. You can see 1, 2, and 3 bomb. It was a pair of 36 bomb, which the wheels move like the rotors move in Enigma. It was not portable like Enigma machine, and it has a huge plug board. In starting, it was not too much useful to break the cords. The wheel started moving and move and move. Then the Welchman board was used. They used it, this diagonal board. uh, it was created. It reduced the timing of the moving circle, moving wheels, and it was used. Then it will become a useful machine to break the codes. It They perform a brute force search on rotors, selection, position, and position of rotors and rings. The key could be recovered in 2 to 3 hours, but it was some message parts were still unbreakable. Then they apply some modern computer based attacks like divide and conquer attack. They, as I told you, that different person prepare their modules, and they all collect them and build a machine which can break Enigma. So they divide it and conquer attack. Hill climbing is plugboard setting attack, which I will told you in the next slide. Tell you, remove all the connectors, string settings to initial, then test all the combination of rotor, brute force, like uh, uh, settings, etc. Calculate the index of coincidence. After searching settings, they calculate their index of coincidence, like how close the text is to the plain language or the natural language. For best results, they again start the searches on rings, rotate each ring with previous obtained rotor settings, and again keep the best results. After the search on the plug board, hill climbing, because the main substitution held in plug board, so it this attack, they did this attack, then they test description, and they again calculate the index of coincidence. If result is better, they keep the connector. That's how they break the Enigma machine. And at the end, I recommend you a tool which was used in Enigma machine, that is a crypt tool. It was not actually used in Enigma machine, but it is used to understand how Enigma machine actually works. Crypt tool 2 um, is used to first analyzer. There is an analyzer which is used to breaking its code, and the cipher machine is used. There are two variants, analyzer and cipher. The analyzer will be used to encrypt a single plain text to in the encrypted form. Encryption, actually it is used in encryption, and the second analyzer will be used to breaking the code. And I suggest you to see this movie, The Imitation Game, which was totally based on Enigma machine. And this is the topic of the day. Thank you so much.